Good evening, everybody. Welcome from South Africa, our fourth edition of our Moto Talk program, Velospitty Speed Talk. This evening, we welcome from Estonia, Joosep Pärn. Our episode is entitled OverEestimate, and we certainly don't overestimate him, we underestimate him. But because the Estonian name for Estonia is Eesti, we did a bit of a wordplay there. So, Joosep, welcome to the program.
Hello, it's fun to be here.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity.
Thank you. Now, just tell us a little bit about how you got into motocross. I know it's per capita, Estonia has a huge number of races, and we'll get to that a bit later. But how did you personally get into racing?
My dad had a bike, and when I was 2.5 years old, in kindergarten, I told everyone my dad's gonna buy me a motorcycle. I was just confident. My dad thought, "What the hell?" And bought me a motorcycle for my first birthday. It was an awesome day. My dad took out the tractor, cleared the snow in our backyard, and I started riding. That's about it.
All right. Well, we'll get to the snow bit in a while. Now, let's start with this season. You've been having great results in both Estonia and Finland. Obviously, the season has been, the plans for most races have been interrupted because of the coronavirus. But you've had a great season in Estonia and then also in Finland so far.
Yeah, of course, Corona came, it took the motivation down. But I tried to take the best out of it. My sponsor said I should go race Finnish championship as well because they knew my speed was up. We were hoping to race EMX and ADAX this year, but that didn't work out. But so far, I'm leading the Estonian championship and Finnish championship. So I'm happy with my results so far.
All right, you say you're leading the championships, both of them, but that wasn't without trouble. You had an injury. You hit a rock with your foot. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. In the last round of Estonian championship in qualifying, a big rock hit my foot. First, I was pretty certain my foot was broken. The pain was killing, but we went to the medical tent. Then they said my foot's okay because I could move my toes, but it started to swell up. I still rode the races through a lot of pain, but yeah, it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy. It was really hard to race with that pain, but a few days later, this swollenness hadn't gone down, so I went to the doctor. There to say my foot is broken. The next day, we called the motorcycle doctor, who said I can take the cast off and start walking. I couldn't really do training during the period, but once I tried to race, but my foot hurt a lot. And then on Sunday, we went to the Finnish championship where the pain was a little bit less. I still felt it in my foot, but it wasn't as bad as before. So I could race and get some valuable points in Finnish championship.
Yeah, of course, that's the normal thing of racing doctors. You know, the first thing a racer asks is, when will I get back on the track again? And I think doctors that specialize in racing injuries know that. Now, when you had the injury to your foot, I read in your race report, you didn't remove your boot because you were scared if you took the boot off, you wouldn't be able, because you hurt it in qualifying. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. my foot, I felt it swell up, so I didn't take the boot off. Yeah, that's right.
So you rode the two races with the injured foot and just saw out the day.
Yeah, yeah, the injured foot. It didn't. In first race, I could race 5 laps about that without any pain. Then came the pain. In the second race, I took the whole shot, but in first corner, I already felt the pain and had to race through a lot of pain.
Right. Now, you with all of that, you thought the season was more or less done when you thought the foot was broken. I saw in one of your social media posts, but fortunately, it turned out better for you. Now, even through all the misery and potential heartbreak of this, I had to smile at one of your comments in your race report, and we'll get back to your race reports also later. And it says here a little lesson: never hit your foot against a rock. Rocks are hard. Rocks win. So you still saw the humor in that, right?
Yeah, that's my team manager who wrote that comment. I remember that those little comments cheer you up during that sad period. But yeah,
Yeah, the team managers, they do they can do funny things. I know. I also, when I had a team, I used to write the race reports, and I used to try and inject a bit of humor into that as well. So I can understand where your team manager comes from. Now, just speaking about crashes, let's just have a look at this, and then just tell me what was this that we see here.
yeah, this is a great shot by JP Purtila from a Finnish photographer. Here was there was a triple. There was 5 like waves, and I tried to go from inside and jump free. I know some people did it from outside, and I knew it was possible, but from outside. But I tried it from inside, and I landed. And certainly there was too much grip for me, and my body went back, and I just tried to do a backflip.
All right. Now you with I know with Estonia there's the riders train a lot there, even though your weather in winter is sometimes a bit dire. And you are from Pärnu, correct?
Yeah.
Right, and your name is actually closely related to your city, so there's a good thing. But in Estonia, there are a number of tracks, and even in winter, you guys can train in the Adrenaline Arena, which is, as far as I know, still the only permanent indoor motocross arena in all of Europe. Correct?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's all already. You can go there and race. It's good. Yeah. In the winter, you can ride some hard back track instead of going into the sand again, because that's almost the only thing we can do.
Yes, I was actually at the opening. I was physically at the opening. Peter Polder, who was behind this project of the Adrenaline Arena, and I was at the opening of that arena, and it was just such a great concept. And I think it also attracts riders to Estonia from Finland, certainly from Latvia and Lithuania, and then even as far as Scandinavia, riders come there to train there. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. When I've raced there, there's already uh, all the times there's a lot of people from Russia, yeah, Scandinavia, as you said, from the Baltics. I even saw a rider from Germany. So
Right.
yeah, there's a lot of riders there, and it's all the times it's really competitive, and
Yeah,
it isn't
how
easy.
are you with Supercross. Do you enjoy riding Supercross? Speaking of the arena.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Supercross team. In the arena, there isn't much Supercross, but I've raced some Supercross and I really enjoyed it. In
Uh-huh.
2017, we raced in a fun experience.
Right. Now, Estonia, you were talking about the German, even a German rider coming to the arena. Now, the Leox on their property at Sommerpalu, they have the Sommerpalu Summercross, and this they always used to arrange in conjunction with GPs, maybe the Swedish GP, where the riders are more or less in the vicinity. And those races used to have big names. I mean, Cairoli, some big international names used to come to Sommerpalu. So that also did a lot to bring the Estonian scene onto the map.
Yeah, our Bober chef, Cairoli, as you said, those big names have been there. It also attracted Estonian people to motocross just to know the big names and see the fastest guys in the world ride. Uh, it's always, I think, a good thing.
Yes, of course, and they used to have also with the mopeds some fun races and everything. So it's a great day out always at Sommerpalu. Now, just before we step off the training thing and off the winter training thing, I just want to show you a picture and get your or a series of pictures and get your comments on this with regard to the toughness of Estonian riders or let's say Baltic riders. What's happening there?
It's ice racing. I think it's a great way to get a control for a bike. Just when you get a bigger bike, ice racing, so you know how the bike feels, the bigger bike. Yeah, and get to know the speeds of the bigger bike. I think it's my first year on the 85 there. Yeah, I really enjoy ice racing. I've been like 3 times ice racing champion in Estonia. It's always a fun experience. Sadly,
Right,
this
and
winter, uh, yeah,
and you
sadly
ride
this
with.
winter. Uh,
I see. You ride with spikes in the tires for this racing, right?
yeah, you're right. Sadly, this winter we didn't ride ice on ice because it was too warm in Estonia, which
Yeah,
is a bit.
I know even the guys that were skiing there they suddenly had to go and travel to find places to ski. Is that correct?
That is actually correct. Yeah, I know a few people that went to Finland to ski and try train for motocross in some colder weather, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, correct. Now you were telling me earlier on you'd done some European Championship qualifiers before in years before, but it always didn't always go to plan. You just narrowly missed the podium in one of the races. You had a hard crash that knocked yourself out. Just tell us a bit about your European Championship experiences in years gone by.
Yeah, I've been really unlucky with that. In 2017, which was my last year in 65, I went to Poland where I crashed in the first race in the first corner and came back from dead last to eighth. The second race I was third and missed over a podium with 1 point. That was yeah, it didn't feel fair. The next race was in Russia where I was leading the overall with 2-2 finishes, but crashed in a corner, went back to seven, and there was a steep downhill where yeah, there were big bumps in the yeah, down there, and yeah, knocked myself out with my bike and had to go out of the race. It wasn't, that was a heartbreak as well. Then in Ukraine, I just wasn't feeling well on the bike. I think I was sick that day. And in Latvia, we had bike problems, so there never came a boat in 65. In 85, 2018, we were planning to race some EMX rounds, but I crashed and broke my wrist, uh, which made me really slow and didn't get my speed back till autumn. In 2019, we were racing some EMX rounds in Ukraine again. It was a mud race, and I didn't do really well. And in Lithuania, there was really hot. There was like 30+ degrees, so I got heat exhaustion, and then I broke my foot, which made me again miss the season. And
Right.
in the
Yes.
2020 Corona game.
Right. Yeah. So it was a whole litany, a series of unfortunate events, if I can quote a famous book and movie series that brought you to this. And then for 2020, you thought this is the year we're going to do Euros, we're going to do Junior World Championships, and then you say, of course, Corona came. What will be the plans for next year? Will you move up to 125, stay on 85, or what are the plans at the moment?
Because I'm 14 already, and when I'm 15, I can't race EMX rounds with 85. So yes, I'm going to move up to 125 and try to race some EMX rounds if I get the money, and try to show myself to the world.
Right. And have you ridden on a 125 already? Have you tried the bigger bike already and seen how you've adapted to it?
I haven't tried the 125, but I've tried 250. My friend's 250. It was really fun experience.
Yeah, it's to have all that power and four-stroke power, and so it's very grunty and it picks up a lot in the corners, and maybe makes you a bit of a lazy rider because you don't need to keep so much corner speed to get out of it fast.
No.
All right, now let's just go back to the international races. I know Estonia is always super well represented in the international arena. If you go to the Motocross of Nations, you'd think it's only Estonia there from the number of people and the huge flags that they carry. And then Estonia always had some teams at the Coupe de l'Avenir, and you were also part of that team. So how did that go for you?
Yeah, I was part in 2017 when I raced the 65. I was in top 10, I think. Pretty okay result. Nothing special, but raced my race. Didn't feel great on the track, but felt better than others, turned out. And in 2018, it was there I broke my wrist. So one of the first races I could really show some speed, but it wasn't enough. I think I was 20th or around that.
All right, and it's a great experience though. The Coupe de l'Avenir, it's known as the Junior Motocross of Nations. It's a traditional Belgian event, and it attracts a real quality of field of national teams. In other words, riders that ride for their country, teams of 3 or 4, and it fills you with a sense of pride to carry the flag and your national colors as you race. Is that not so?
Yeah, it's always fun to represent your country in every race, just to be hold the Estonian flag in a national race. It's so fun. It's a great experience.
Yeah. Now, let's stay with Estonia for a while. Estonia is a small nation, I don't know, 1.3 million people, something like that. And still, for such a small nation, Estonia has a remarkable number of international level riders. Of course, you had the Leoks, Tanel, Arvo, Aigar. Now Tanel's got two sons that's racing. Aigar's got a son that's racing, and they all look like they're headed for international level racing. But there's been many others, Ida Kusk, Tavi Nassar, Indrek Mägi. There's so many, Erkki Karo, there's so many, the Talvikus. What is it that makes Estonian motocross so strong that pro rata they are so well represented in the world scene? Do you know, perhaps?
Yeah, I think it's the willpower of Estonians of never giving up. It's just I know the Talvikus are my friends, so I know how much they've trained to be up there, and yeah, it's crazy. Leoks, Tanel especially trained a lot in his prime days. He was, I think, the fittest guy out there. Aigar has just an amazing style, and yeah, Harry Kullas, he's
Ari
just a
Kullas, yeah.
phenomenal
Well,
rider.
he's half Finnish, half Estonian, but yeah, of course, the Estonians will claim him, and and of course, I know the Leoks well. Arvo and Tanel and Aiga all stayed with me at some stage during our stay in Europe, and I must tell you, the training regime of Arvo is just it's simply incredible. You cannot explain it. I remember once we were coming to the Russian GP. Some years ago, and the guys were driving to the track trying to get to the track, and they saw Arvo running in the opposite direction, just training, on the Friday before the race, and they said, "Oh, we must be close to the track." And then they were driving uphill, downhill, many kilometers till they found. And this was the Friday before the race. His training regime was just incredible. And as you say, Tanel. Also, he had that hard man kind of mindset that Arvo had, and I also think the first European Championship race I attended very, very long ago in 1997, and I was amazed. It was in Italy, and you have these Estonian guys coming, and they drive many thousands of kilometers. So if they don't qualify, they have to pack up and drive back home, So I think that's that mental toughness, perhaps, that came into them, as you said.
Yeah, just because we are going to the races, we have to drive so long. So that's as you said, we have to get on. We have to race because that would have just been a waste of money. But it's hard work, I think.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Now, just with regards to this Corona year, as it will always be known, apart from racing, what do you do, your schooling and so on? How was Estonia affected by all of this?
I think Estonia did really great. We had online school, so it was good for sportmans. So just did your school 3 hours. It was for me. Did my stuff in 3 hours, and then just went training. Tried to train as much as possible in the time of Corona, and I think that's why I've got such great speed right now.
Right, I understand. Now, I mentioned your race reports before, and they are really enjoyable. And you've got a very professional website. You're very active on social media. You have a Facebook page. We can see it scrolling at the bottom, an Instagram page, and also YouTube. Now, I made an edit of one of your race reports videos, and let's play it now and have a look at it. And I think that's a really good way of interacting with your sponsors and your fans. Let's just have a look.
Nii, ma panen punase sportlane.
kus Joosep on?
Joosep on, mõtleb.
Joosep, ja mis seal Soomes toimub?
Soomes on Soome meistrivõistluste 3. etapp. Juhin praegu Soome meistrivõistlusi ikka. Seega peame sõitma 800 kilomeetrit siit.
Mis sa kommenteerid?
Täitsa hea sõita.
Oli jah?
Alguses ei saanud minema ja siis ma võtsin uigali järgi, kuni ta vea tegi ja sain ilusti mööda ja sain rahulikult lõpuni sõita.
Oled rahul?
Jah, esikohaga peab ikka rahul olema.
Väga hea.
So that was a very, very well edited video, and it shows you in the race, in the first race, how you came from mid-pack to just 0.4 seconds off the win. And then in the second race, it shows you also from where you were, not the whole shot. You had to come from behind, but winning by, I think, 14 seconds. Now, that's a great way of marketing yourself. Who helps you with these videos?
And my sister does the videos. She just came up to me and said one day, I will record race days and edit the videos. And I thought it was a great plan. And from the Turi, she came from our car, slept there and did all that stuff. It was, I think, great. Yeah, I think it's really good for marketing as well. Yeah, she did one from the last race from Tihemetsa, where it shows what motocross riders have to go through and everything that happens on the race day.
Yeah, it is really great, and you have many riders now that build up a huge social following because of their videos and their vlogs and also their social media. Do you follow any other riders with what they do online?
Yeah, I follow Kevin Horgmo. He does a great. Yeah, his videos are really good. I really enjoy them. It's fun to see what other riders do in their daily plan and what they have to go through.
Yeah, Kevin, of course, he's from Norway, and he has he has a very fun approach, and with his videos, and he has many hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of hits, and and from the States you have somebody like Danger Boy Deegan, also with multi-million hits on his social media. Now, just in keeping again, I said we'll come back to your race reports, and here was one quote that really made me laugh. It says, I won the first race, but in the second race, I used my handlebar tip to draw an elegant arc on the sand, and I came second. So that was a good way of saying that you crashed, but said in a very, very elegant way. So where do those poetic words come from?
That's my dad. He's
Right.
but I think to keep your race reports fun for everyone
Yes.
to read is much better than keep them as basic as possible. So when you just stand out from the crowd.
Yes,
Okay.
and we've been scrolling your social media below, and we'll urge all viewers, because the video is going out live, but also it will be available afterwards for viewing on the Youth Force Facebook page and also on my YouTube page, and we'll also post it on Instagram. So and link you in that. And then just before we let you go. I'm always interested to find out, because you have a 3-digit number, and I'm always interested to find out how riders get to their numbers. Why did you choose the number that you had, 612?
It's really simple actually. When we went to the races, my dad didn't have a special number that I wanted, so my dad went there and asked for a license. So they gave the first number 3, what was 12, but then we had to race the EMX series, so we went from 12 to 635, I think, yeah.
Right.
And but I wanted to come back to 12, and at that time I played also football, and my number was 6. So because our choice was 6 or 7, we changed it to 612, and
Oh, all right.
from that time just stayed.
And
Yeah.
and with the football, do you still play football at all, or any other sports?
No, I just do motocross and run and physical. But yeah, I stopped playing football in 2018 after my
Or
crushed my wrists because I just didn't have any time for that.
All right. Well, Joosep, thank you so very much. It's been a great interview. And as I say, it will be online shortly, and I'll send links to your pages and everything. But it's been great talking to you, and I wish you every success for the rest of the season as there may be. And I hope you get those 2 titles that you're leading in. And then let's look how it goes for next year for the 1 to 5 class.
Yeah, thank you. It has really been a lot of fun. Thank you again.
Okay, buddy. Thanks. Bye-bye.